Hello and welcome to the Anemone YouTube thingy, or at least the marine part of it. This is Thorness Bay off the north coast of the Isle of Wight. No, don't go! I know the viz is crap, but there are issues to think about here. This channel is all about ideas, and even if you end up being in the water when things are like this, there are ideas to explore and things to see. We'll see that as this video goes on. The Anemone YouTube channel is continuing to evolve. It's not about profit, it's not about making any great statement, but it is about getting ideas out and getting things discussed. Always feel free to comment. You're welcome to like or subscribe. Subscription won't get you anything, and I try and keep the adverts to a minimum. Here we have some wafting. You'll see lots of wafting, and you'll see that the seabed that we've been going over, although it looks like rippled sand, is actually a thin veneer of rippled sand over clay, and the clay is very soft, very anaerobic. We're here actually looking for seagrass. Seagrass is getting a lot of attention at the moment in that it's a great fixer of carbon. It grows fairly fast, covers large areas, and can play nursery to a whole host of different species, including the young of commercially important species. Video's got slightly better. We're in about 2 meters of water. You can see the direction we're going, and we can see various things here that are living in the substratum, which is this clay, and on the surface of the clay there are old oyster shells. There used to be substantial oyster beds here in the Solent, but they've now gone. That's a sand mason worm, and looking underneath we're still in this clay. But so far we haven't seen any seagrass. To be a seagrass bed, the definition is it's got to be more than 2 meters by 2 meters, i.e. 4 square meters. Less than that, a lot of people won't record it. To be a seagrass meadow, you can have a very large area, or several bits that are 2 by 2 meters minimum, that add up together. And this is the depth and the time we've been in the water, so 9 minutes, 3.5 meters. And that bit of string is a buddy line that's linking me and my buddy together, and we're drifting along north and a bit east along the coast of the Isle of Wight, on the Isle of Wight side of the Solent. Solent is one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world, Southampton being a great port with a huge flow of freight traffic and passenger liners going through all the time. And still no seagrass. If you play the video through, you'll see another couple of bits. There's a bit of plastic. That's nice. But there's lots and lots of different species of algae here. My buddy, who's an algal expert, got a nice big list of different species from this dive. Even though we weren't on rock, all the algae were on old oyster shells or on bits of pebble sitting on top of the clay, surrounded by this sand. The sand appears to wash up and down on the surface of the clay, and that also affects the environment. Oh look, seagrass! Hooray! And this is the point to this video. Seagrass is usually thought of as being in meadows. Quite often I've been on surveys, a little patch like this wouldn't be recorded at all. Having a bit of a waft here, find out what's underneath. Is it actually rooted? Yes it is. And it's growing as a rhizome, and it's nice and green and happy and healthy. And this is the point. Where does a seagrass meadow start? Is a seagrass meadow always a seagrass meadow, or does it start from a small little patch, starting from an individual plant or an individual seed, which might be carried in on part of a plant? And should we not, if we're surveying for seagrass, be recording little bits like that? Further on in the dive we saw individual shoots, but not a lot. So this is the idea behind the Anemone YouTube videos, to think about things, to see if we can ask some questions, get some ideas out, and maybe even get people to respond. So enjoy the rest of the video, and thank you for watching this far, if indeed you've done so.